Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family. Because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling.
What happens when the glitz of a red carpet ceremony collides with raw human vulnerability? Last night, the Golden Phoenix Awards became more than just a celebration of fame. It turned into a moment of humanity, respect, and profound connection that no one could have predicted. Cameras captured Liu Yunning stepping into a role far greater than a co-star, becoming the pillar of support for Zhao Lusi, who arrived on stage leaning on a cane, determined but visibly fragile. At the Golden Phoenix Awards, the audience expected nothing less than perfection. They anticipated glamorous gowns sweeping across the carpet, confident footsteps echoing through the hall, and the kind of effortless radiance that only movie stars seem to possess. Yet when Zhao Lusi entered, the atmosphere shifted in an instant. Instead of the poised elegance that had become her trademark, she appeared leaning gently on a cane, her body visibly fragile but her spirit unshaken. The room, once alive with chatter and flashes, fell into a stunned silence. People were not prepared to see one of China's brightest young stars struggling with each step, and that contrast created a moment of profound vulnerability that transcended the boundaries of entertainment. What gave this scene its extraordinary weight was not simply Zhao Lusi's condition, but the way she confronted it with dignity. She refused to hide away or postpone her appearance. By choosing to stand under the brightest lights, she communicated a message more powerful than any scripted performance. Courage is not the absence of struggle, but the decision to face it openly. Each step she took became a quiet act of defiance against weakness, reminding everyone present that true strength is often born in silence and perseverance. At her side was Liu Yunning, whose presence deepened the significance of the moment. He was not merely a co-star escorting her to the stage. With each subtle gesture, an arm extended before she faltered, a protective glance that shielded her from the relentless cameras, he revealed an unspoken understanding of her vulnerability. The way he anticipated her needs without words spoke volumes about empathy, respect, and trust. Together, they created an image that no award or performance could eclipse. Two human beings navigating fragility with grace. For the audience, what began as shock slowly transformed into admiration. The glamour of the evening no longer rested on jewels or designer gowns, but on the raw humanity unfolding before them. In Zhao Lusi's unsteady steps, people recognized their own struggles. In Liu Yunning's steady support, they recognized the quiet power of compassion. The unexpected appearance became a defining scene, not just of the ceremony, but of what it means to be seen, respected, and supported when one is most vulnerable. Liu Yunning's presence at the Golden Phoenix Awards became a statement far greater than words could express. He has long been admired for his discipline, professionalism, and almost guarded distance when it comes to his public image. Yet, on that night, those walls seemed to fall away. As Zhao Lusi leaned on him for support, he did not simply act out of courtesy or obligation. His every gesture reflected a profound sense of care and understanding. The way he steadied her as though anticipating her hesitation, the way his eyes shifted from the flashing cameras to her trembling form, revealed a side of him that few had ever witnessed. It was not dramatic or rehearsed. It was instinctive, the quiet kind of protection that comes from a place of deep respect. Audiences watching could sense the intimacy of the moment without the need for grand displays. It was in the gentleness of his hand resting at her waist, in the careful pace he matched to her steps, and in the silence between them that spoke louder than any conversation. This was not an actor helping a colleague for the sake of appearances. It was a man who chose to set aside image, reputation, and the eyes of the industry to ensure that another person did not falter. In an industry where self-preservation often takes precedence, his willingness to carry a portion of her burden was both startling and inspiring. What made the moment so powerful was its authenticity. Liu Yunning was not playing a role on screen, and Zhao Lusi was not performing a scene. It was real, unfiltered humanity unfolding in front of millions. Viewers felt a rare sincerity that reminded them that even in the most glittering spaces, where image is everything, compassion still matters most. Some may interpret his actions as a sign of friendship, others as something deeper, but perhaps the true significance lies in the universality of what he displayed. It was empathy made visible, respect made tangible. As the two walked toward the stage, every step carried meaning beyond the ceremony itself. The Golden Phoenix Awards crowned rising stars, but in that instant, the real honor was in the demonstration of loyalty and kindness. Liu Yunning's silent statement reached beyond entertainment headlines. It touched the hearts of ordinary people, proving that true greatness is not measured by applause or trophies, but by how one chooses to stand by another in their most vulnerable hour. When Zhao Lusi's name was called as the recipient of the Rising Star Excellence Award, the audience erupted into applause, but that applause soon softened into something more profound. All eyes turned to the young actress as she rose slowly from her seat, leaning on her cane and on the steady arm of Liu Yunning. The moment carried with it a tension that transcended the usual excitement of an award ceremony. Each step toward the stage felt like an act of willpower, a battle between fragility and determination, and the silence that swept across the hall revealed how deeply the audience understood the weight of what they were witnessing. Reaching the podium was more than a physical journey. It was a symbolic ascent. Zhao Lusi's body betrayed her, trembling under the weight of weakness, yet her spirit refused to bend. When she grasped the microphone, her hands shook and her voice wavered, but in that very tremor lay her courage. She could have allowed someone else to speak in her place. She could have chosen to stay away altogether. Instead, she stood there, visibly vulnerable, and insisted on speaking for herself. Her brief words, though unpolished, carried an authenticity that no perfectly crafted speech could achieve. They were the words of someone refusing to surrender her voice, even when her strength was failing. Beside her, Liu Yunning remained constant, ready to steady her at every moment. His quiet presence allowed her to face the spotlight without fear of collapse. For the audience, this partnership turned a routine acceptance speech into something unforgettable. It was no longer about a trophy or recognition. It was about dignity, about resilience, about the choice to rise when sitting would have been easier. As she finished, the hall erupted again, but this time the applause felt different. It was not merely congratulation. It was respect, admiration, and solidarity. People in the audience and viewers across the world found themselves moved by a truth that rarely surfaces in glittering events. Greatness is not defined by flawless performances, but by the courage to keep going when everything inside you says stop. That night, Zhao Lusi reminded everyone that the real stage of life is not where we appear perfect, but where we reveal our strength in imperfection. Social media exploded. Hashtags like #RespectForLusi and #Luning support soared into the millions within hours. Fans praised her courage and his loyalty. Some speculated about hidden struggles she may be facing, while others simply celebrated the authenticity of two stars who chose dignity over image. Even industry veterans spoke out. Some called it one of the most genuine moments they had ever witnessed on stage. Others debated whether this display could shift the culture of celebrity, reminding us that vulnerability is not weakness, but strength in disguise. Beyond the gossip, beyond the speculation, one truth remains. Zhao Lusi showed the courage to appear despite her condition, and Liu Yunning showed the respect to stand with her through it all. Together, they created a story far more memorable than any scripted drama, one that speaks to every human heart. Will this moment mark a turning point in how we see them, not just as stars but as people? Only time will tell. But what the world saw that night was a powerful reminder. Respect, empathy, and care are the greatest awards of all. If this moment touched your heart as much as it did ours, make sure to subscribe to Update X24H for more inspiring stories, emotional updates, and the latest drama from the entertainment world. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the most unforgettable scenes happen not on screen, but in real life. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and see you in the next video.